This is how we get reparations. Oh my goodness. So I came across this Twitter space. I know, as much as I talk about people in Twitter spaces, but I came across this Twitter space and it was very informative. Not for me, but for the people there. Because the topic of reparations came up, okay? People were talking about, hey, which party is best for Black America? And this black man, who's FBA, for those who don't know, FBA is a made-up term that stands for Foundational Black Americans. This person was talking about, well, why don't the Democrats give us reparations just like they did for the Japanese? Okay, Japanese got reparations. Why can't we get reparations?
But how did Japanese get paid is all I'm saying. If they were able to get around it for Japanese, why are they not able to get around it for Black Americans?
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
And there was this woman who was very informative, but she, I believe her name was Nikki Barnes. I follow her on Twitter. And she was like, that's because y'all are not doing the same process that the Japanese did. They had a process. If you look at how they got the reparations, okay, if you look at the act, okay, that gave them reparations, just copy and paste it with Black Americans. That's all you have to do.
Because Black Americans and our elected officials in our legislative capacity are not taking the same route in language to get around what's already in law. Go back and read the legislation around the Japanese and then translate that to Black Americans and then find candidates to run on that same legislation. Like, we don't have to reinvent the wheel here.
Right? That's the process. So when you hear people talking about, well, I'm FBA, well, I'm ADOS, well, I'm OBA. For those of you who don't know, OBA is a original Black Americans. ADOS is African descendants of slavery, all these terms. So all those terms mean bupkis. They mean nothing politically speaking. Okay, when it comes to reparations, FBA doesn't mean anything. When it comes to reparations, ADOS doesn't mean anything. The only term that matters, okay, that the government has recognized is freedmen. People who are coming up with all these terms for profit, because that's what it is, it's all a money-making scheme, right? I'm OBA, original Black American. Okay, well, I'm ADOS. Okay, well, I'm FBA, and the terms will go on and on and on and on. So, as she was saying, that is how you get your reparations, that there has to be a bill, because what you have to understand is how Japanese got the reparations is that there was a study. Many of these, ignorant FBAs keep on talking about, we don't need no study, we're going to demand it. That's not how the Japanese got the reparations. And the commission does this study to find out who gets it, right? How much they get, whether it's cash payments, whether it's tax exempt status, whether it's land, all right? And how do they divvy this out? That's how the commission works. But you have to present something in order to get this commission. So it either has to be a senator or it has to be a representative from the House. Now, upon that, it gets voted on. It either gets voted on the House or it gets voted on the Senate. People make changes, all right? You make changes to the bill to make sure that it does pass the House and the Senate. Once that passes, it goes to the president. President then vetoes it or signs it into law, as did Reagan. She explains this, and you have this Black woman, another FBA ignorant, who is talking about, well, since you know so much, all right, well, why aren't you telling the Democrats this?
Are you telling this to your fellow Democrats? Are you telling them? Are you giving them instructions on how to do this? Since you're telling us, and we're not the elected officials, I'm wondering, since you have all of the answers, are you telling them how to go about doing this?
It's not a legislative priority for my candidates.
Now, I don't know how someone can be so ignorant as to listen to this woman explain to you what you have to do in order to get reparations, and then you place blame on the Democrats. You place blame on elected officials. She has to be an angel, because I wouldn't have the patience. All right, it's just is what it is. I'm working on it, but I don't have it. She then responds to her that, hey, that is not that legislation is not priority to our representatives here in Florida.
Black Americans not speaking about reparations in Florida.
And you have the same dumb FBA black man talking about, well, that's a lie. We talk about reparation all the time in here in Florida.
Say that
I'm in
again.
Florida, so that's not true.
Black Americans are not speaking to elected officials about reparations in Florida is not a legislative priority in
I
my state.
I certainly am, and I am in Florida. I'm
I was
speaking
about
to
to
my
say there's a
elected
whole
And
bunch of
officials
them
about
families
who
that's
is
reparations.
in
your
I'm just
Florida
state
right
saying.
house
now.
rep?
God bless their heart, bro. God bless their heart. They're just, you're so close. You're so close. So she then asks him, who's your representative there? Right? It's as simple as that. Who's your representative there? Guess what the FBA knucklehead says? Well, I don't remember. I'm going to have to look it up.
Jakumi, who's your state house rep?
I'll have to look them up again, but I do speak.
Exactly.
I do speak to
Black
my different.
Americans are not
I speak
speaking
to my
about
people right here on
reparations
the
to their
ground, though.
elected officials.
Beta.
That right there is is 99.9% of these FBA, ADOS, whatever they call themselves, whoever the group is, knuckleheads. That's what they are. They're not politically active, and they think, as she says, Nikki goes on and says, like, yo, Twitter Spaces doesn't move legislation. Twitter, I know you may think that you got a whole reparations rally and a whole bunch of black people saying, yeah, we want reparations, we demand reparations, yeah. That doesn't move legislation. Like, that doesn't move legislation, okay? No one at these rallies, at these conventions, are part of the House or the Senate. They're not a part of Congress. So how exactly do you think screaming into the air, reparations, is going to work?
It on the ground doesn't matter. The people that make the laws is who matters. So if you don't know who your state house rep is, you don't know who your state senator is, you don't know who your congressman is, you are sitting in spaces spinning your wheels talking about nothing, moving nothing forward. That is what I want you guys to understand. That is why I joined these spaces, because I do this work. I help these people that file for office win their seats. But if you're on Twitter talking about reparations, but can't tell me who your state house rep is, we've got a problem.
He's out of line, but he's right.
And then you have the audacity to try and piggyback off of the Japanese. The Japanese weren't doing that, okay? That's not how they got the reparations. So you have to go through the political process to make sure it happens. You need to be speaking to your representatives and seeing, hey, what do you say about reparations? We have this amount of people who want the reparations to be passed. We need to get a bill passed. Or you create a bill, right? You work with senators, you work with congressmen to get a bill passed that they believe is likely to at least get to a study, to get a vote, or to get a commission that they believe is likely to be passed by the House and the Senate. But you have these people you have these chaos agents, right? Who are talking about FBA and all this and the FBA, but they don't give any political means for you to accomplish what they allege they want us to accomplish. Oh. And the reason being is because they get paid off of our pain. These Negroes who are constantly talking about, well, white supremacy this, white supremacy that, and white supremacy, while they live in homes better than you, make more money than you, somehow they've managed to circumvent white supremacy while telling us, well, we can't do anything because of white supremacy. Well, reparations is going to happen. How's it going to happen? Well, we've been talking about it. That's why we've been talking about it. All right, family. Okay. Then we've been talking about it. And that's a trick bag over there. That's foolishness. That's why we're in the predicament that we're in. Because many black men are politically ignorant. We have got to become educated on this political process in order to do something for the community while we still have a chance. I just wanted to bring this to everyone's attention because I thought how she handled the room was absolutely exquisite. She did it 10 times, a million times better than I could have done because I probably would have gone off on a grown black man talking about, well, I've been in the Twitter space about reparations. So we talk about reparations in Florida all the time. After she just broke down, you have to repeat what the Japanese did. And that's not what they were doing. So I think there's a lot of political ignorance within the community, within the collective, that has to be flushed out. Two things must happen. There has to be people such as Nikki who are willing to educate the collective, who are willing to educate these people. And second, there has to be people who are willing to be educated, okay? You can have all these teachers, but if there are no students, it doesn't matter, all right? What seems to have happened is that you have all these teachers who don't know what the hell they're talking about, but they have a whole bunch of students. So now these teachers are misinforming these students who are now complaining about why nothing's happening. Why can't Kamala make reparations happen right now? Why don't Biden make reparations happen right now? They in office. That's not how reparations work. It's going to have to be an act of Congress. You're just going to wind up being frustrated because you're ignorant. That's what frustrated people usually are. They're ignorant about how to remedy their situation. You want redress. Okay, there's a political process to get that. But everyone wants to talk on Twitter and be in Twitter spaces or be in YouTube lives complaining, hooping, and hollering, but not do anything. So that's what you're going to get. Simple as that. Anyways, guys, that's the video. There really is no either or. Either you are black ignorant or you're not. All right? And it's the black ignorants who constantly have to be told, that's not right. That's not true. That's not how you do it. Japanese didn't do it that way. No, that's not what. You're just a black ignorant. You just want to stay ignorant. And there are other black people who are trying to go out of the way, all right, possibly, nicer than me, okay, because I think it's a bit unfortunate that a black man would speak so ignorantly and so boldly. But this is where we are. There are those who are actually going out of their way to educate them. Hey, this is how we do it. This is how we make it happen, all right? We need to get this bill. But as long as there are those bad actors, as long as there are those hustlers and grifters in the community that are always going to tell the crowd, that's a trick bag, family. That's a trick bag. Don't vote for that bill. That HR 40 is a trick bag. Then I don't know how you go. We have a stalemate. That's what we have. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you happen to disagree, you know where to find me. Friday through Sunday, disagreement day. Call in, we'll duke it out. As I said before, enjoy the video. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment. Let me know what you guys think. And subscribe. And all that fun stuff. Till next time, guys. Be amazing.
Jakumi, who's your state house rep?
I'll have to look them up again.